Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Arena Teaching Center where we teach you how to write, format and edit, and we also teach you other things. I want to teach us about Deepseek because Deepseek now is the new trend, and since it's on board, we can't just leave it like that. You understand? So based on the fact that we are using phone, I'm using phone to teach, so my focus is basically on phone. And what I will do is that I'm going to be teaching you how to prompt Deepseek in such a way it's going to give you the kind of content you want. If you take note in your ChatGPT dashboard while using your phone, you'll see that we have search and reasoning. So same things applied here. At first, when Deepseek came, you wouldn't be able to store your data. But I said, okay, wait, let me wait and see. So about 7 days ago, I used it. And when I came back, I saw that my data now is being stored. On a normal, as at the time it came on board, you can't store data. Like everything will wipe after, just like ChatGPT Pro. So now, this is the free version. I don't know of the pro version. The pro version might also not store data. So now, we want to know how to prompt Deepseek. And from my research and studying, I understand that Deepseek is more vast than ChatGPT. Okay, so we are going to test it. We're going to do test try on it to see if it's really more vast than ChatGPT. We're going to be using the Deepseek R1 and we're going to be using search. You see this Deepseek R1, okay? If you are using a laptop, you can actually work on it. Do you understand? This Deepseek R1, it has different model. We have the sizes of R1 671B. We have another size of R1 7TB. We have another size of R1 32B. We have another size of R1 14B. We have another size of R1 7B and 8B. Then the lowest grade of all is R1 1.5B. Right now, I've checked my algorithm, but I didn't see where to actually optimize it. So I don't know if I'm using the lowest version. But as you can see, they put R1 there. So, but for the best version, if you are using a laptop, the best model you can use is R1 14B. If you see that this one is kind of too much, you can use the R1 7B and 8B. Because if you say, okay, let me use the upper versions like 671 billion or 70 billion or 32 billion. I don't know the kind of computer that you are using, but it will be too large for your computer. So for we to balance it and not have any issues, we use the R1 14B. But for phone user, except you have the pro version, now that you are using the free version, you're going to be using the one that is given to you, which is the one that they give to us. So this is what we are going to be using. Okay, but the best one to use, which is the best for local usage, is the 14B, and that is a sweet spot for you to use on your computer. So if you want to use your computer, you're going to be using the 14B. Optimize your own to that 14B. But if it be that you cannot optimize it in a free version, you have to get the pro version to be able to optimize it, so that you can get the content, the best content that you want. Deepseek is a reasonable AI that, listen to it, Deepseek. It is an AI that was innovated, or that is innovated by Chinese. So basically, it has it's focused more on Chinese as well, but it's also on. So Deepseek, given from the name, it is an AI invented by the Chinese, and the name implies it's a deep thinker. That's to my own understanding on. It thinks deep. Do you understand? So I've used it and I noticed that when generating my content, if I mostly think on the Deepseek, it's gonna reason properly and give me the kind of content that I want. Like, it's going to humanly write the content for you. Do you understand? and this is good. Okay, so whenever you're having issues with your other AI, you can use your Deepseek. So today, me, I want to use Deepseek because I've been having some issues with my chat. So I want to use Deepseek and see what Deepseek is going to give to me. But while I was using Deepseek for the past 7 days, I noticed that there's no slight difference. But the only difference is going to be that you're prompting, okay? So without wasting much of your time, let's go deep into this Deepseek of a thing. Like I will always say, for you to properly understand the AI that you are going to use, that you are using, everything you need to know is actually from your AI. Do you understand? Because without the AI, you won't exactly know anything from it. Are you getting it? So I want to explain about the overall sheet of this Deepseek. Okay. So first thing I want to ask Deepseek to give me its overall sheet, so that way we'll be able to understand how to prompt it. So let's see what it's going to give to us, if it's exactly what I got from while I was making research. Okay. Okay. This I want to use to generate my recipe today, so get ready. And I will show you. Okay, so this is what he gave us. This is just the basic of prompting it. And once you search on this, you understand how to prompt your Deepseek very well. But now let me teach you on the complex version on how to prompt your Deepseek. And I'm going to be writing everything down. So I'm going straight to my note. So now in my note, and I want to teach us how to prompt Deepseek. Okay? So there are different ways. It has given us the basic pattern of how to prompt it. Now we want to focus on different ways. And the first one is your best performance. Okay? The best performance of Deepseek is in English and Chinese. If you want to use other language for it, like mostly if you are working on a translation, you want to translate, the best one is Chinese. Except you want to do Chinese book. Do you understand? But if you want to want him to translate for other languages for you, you're gonna give him you're gonna support him, giving him an extra hand. It's actually was manufactured by a Chinese. Sorry, it was manufactured by Chinese. So the best performance of it is English and Chinese. Okay, so best performance is English and Chinese. Okay, so another one is when prompting it, you are to use zero short prompting. Zero short prompting. When using zero short prompting, your prompt should be clear. It should be clear with expectation, like using a clear output expectation, not example. Are you getting it? So when you are explaining your prompt, instead of you giving him too much prompt, this and that, explaining and all that, just go straight to the point. if you want to generate a recipe, you know how you prompt ChatGPT. Use that same method of prompting ChatGPT to prompt Deepseek by giving you the necessary things you need. Prevention, you want to get everything in your recipe now. You already know, you put your estimated time, ingredients, just like that. Okay, so it's gonna give you according to the way you prompt it. Then the third one now is your structure prompt. Okay, your structure prompt. When it comes to this structure prompt, you know AI, they like using markdown, and that same method is what you will employ here. Your structure point should be with markdown and else ML, tags for clarity. So when using markdown, it's going to arrange it properly, and we're going to show it. Okay, I'm going to show you the example of what I'm saying now. Okay, so I said that the third aspect to focus on is your structure prompt. Structure your prompt very well. I mean to say, structure your prompt very well and illustrate it in such a way that when it's giving you the content, it will be professionally written in a well arranged form using what? Markdown. So when you are generating your recipe, for instance, or whatever niche that you are, you put a markdown. If you want a table, you ask for a table. If you want anything, you ask for it, and it's going to give it. And we are going to use it. We are going to use it here. Okay, we are going to use it here. So it doesn't like we are going to use it here. Tags for clarity. So the 4 is keep your contents minimal for smaller model. Now that we are using phone, we actually do not know the kind of model we are using. So our contents should be minimal. Do you understand? Our contents should be minimal. Like our number 2, zero shot prompting. The zero shot prompting now is working in a concise version. Like your prompt should be in a concise version. Just go straight to the point. Your prompt should be giving the right information so that when the content is coming out, like when it's reasoning to generate the content, it's going to give you factual content. So your prompt should be concise. So now, taking it back to number 4, keeping our contents minimal for smaller model, like is also as giving it a concise version of your prompting, because if you explain too much in a smaller model, it's going to like cause issues, like maybe it's not going to give you exactly what you want. So we're using the free version now. Anything you want to do, give it a concise version until you understand properly that, okay, now let me dive deep into Deepseek. You start making research and you start diving deep into Deepseek. Then you can start, you can start giving him the kind of prompting that you want. But for basic thing, give him a concise prompt. Do you understand? So now, as you can see, Deepseek is another best AI to use when getting your content. And the sweet thing about it is that the content Deepseek is giving you, like the tune at which it's using to write, is like humanly written. So far that I've been using it, I've not like seen anything like incorporating and all that, even with my prompt. And the sweet thing is that it obeys every prompt that you give to it. So I advise that you also use Deepseek as you are using other AI, because Deepseek is good to go. Do you understand? It's good to go. Just that when copying your content directly from your Deepseek, is like at the time you're going to like post it on your Google Docs, it's not going to be showing any content. So what you do is that you have to select everything, like long press your content and select everything and change your font to black. Do you understand? Or if you want to use it properly, you have to change your color, your page color to black so that you'll be able to see the content, and by so doing you'll be able to select everything and change the font to black. And after changing the font to black, you can change your page color black back to white. All right guys, so this is everything that you needed to know about Deepseek. Like, it's good in generating recipes, it's good in generating any content, whether you copy the content from online to come and paste it here. It's good in rewriting. The most important thing is that don't forget what he gave us earlier, and don't forget about the advanced ways of how to use Deepseek. And also you need to also learn more on prompt engineering, so when you are prompting your AI, it will give you exactly what you. So after you've gotten your entire recipe, the next thing is to start writing it. You make sure that when you get your recipe from Pinterest, make sure you restructure or you rewrite it. Okay? So after you have rewritten it, the next thing is to start gathering the content for your recipe, and you already know the prompt of which you are going to use to get your content. Remember, I said earlier that whenever you want to generate any content from Deepseek, don't forget to add markdown, so it will give you a professionally looking content, well written and properly formatted from here, so that when you copy it to your Google Docs or your Microsoft Word, your content will be well arranged. And don't forget, you should copy directly from the bar. Don't copy from the copy bar, but copy directly from your phone screen. Do you understand? So that you can have a proper formatted work. All right, to be sure of if Deepseek is going to give us what we want, so let's try getting our recipe content from Deepseek. Okay, so let me just put a simple prompt. Can you generate the estimated meal time, ingredients, to prepare, nutritional fact, and pro tips. So let's see what it's going to give to us. You see that there is actually no much difference between Deepseek and ChatGPT. But I'm sure when you are using the different kind of module, it's actually going to be different. Okay? So you can see now it has generated a recipe for us, and likewise it can as well generate any content for you. And if you say, okay, I want to like use the Deepseek or search, you click on this Deepseek, you ask, let me ask for a rewrite. Let me ask for a rewrite using the Deepseek, and let's see how it's gonna look like. Okay. The user asked me to rewrite the previous response. Let me think about what they need. Earlier, they had a list of recipe with title and first, I need to understand why they want it written. Maybe they want the format improved, more details or clearer instruction. Since the original response was numbered up to 5 and the mention starting numbering from 1, perhaps they want all 24 recipes covered, but in the previous interaction, I only did 5. Wait, looking back in their last message, They included 24 recipes, but I only detailed the first 5. The users might want all recipes written in the same detailed format. However, doing all 24 will be very lengthy, but the user might be compiling a cookbook or a comprehensive meal plan and needs all entries formatted consistently. Looking at the history, the user initially provided a chapter on okay. This one that is trying to explain is actually from my previous work. Okay, now you see that using a deep think, it simply shows that you can actually interact with this AI, probably just like going to ChatGPT, asking for advice and everything. So this just gave me a new edge on how to like communicate with AI more, in search of making any research on, or in search of writing any book, for instance, now, or doing anything concerning business or whatsoever. Or if you say, okay, I want to like go into a particular niche and I need your advice and all that. Are you getting my point? Then you click on this deep think. Clicking on the deep think now is going to like deep think and start what? Coming up with all this. So now it has deep think, and these are the things it brought out. Do you understand? But funny enough, for me, I actually do not want all this, anything that has to do with like emoji. Are you get my point? Then aside that one, you see that preparation, in this preparation method, is doing exactly as ChatGPT. And I actually prefer the first format than this second format. Do you know why? When you copy like this and put in your book, it's simply showing that you got your content from AI. So it is best you write your content properly without putting any prep, tomatoes and olive, salmon, roast, safe. Then you, after putting prep, you now start explaining tomatoes and olive, where knowing fully well that it's going to explain how the tomatoes and the olive are going to be utilized in the preparation method. So this particular book, this particular pattern, this format, I don't like it, so I don't use it in any of my cookbook, because some people, in fact almost everybody, copy like this and paste in their book. For me, I don't like it, but you might like it. So this is it, everything about Deepseek for today. You can also make your research to know more about Deepseek. Guys, this is the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, share and comment, and also don't forget to subscribe if you are new to this channel for more videos. And also don't forget to turn on your notification button so that whenever we post a video, you get notified immediately. All right, bye bye.